Imagine if you could create money just by typing number on a screen. No job, no business, nothing. Sound impossible, right? But what if I tell you the United States actually does this in this video I am going to show you how the US create billion of dollar out of nothing and why this system affect your life, your future and even your money. Most people think money comes from hard work, businesses, or production, but in reality, modern money works very differently, especially in the United States. The US doesn't rely on gold anymore. It doesn't need physical backing to create money. Instead, it operates on a system called fiat currency. This means money has value because people believe it has value. At the center of this system is something called the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is not just a bank, it is the most powerful financial institution in the United States. It controls the supply of money. When the government needs money, it doesn't always earn it through taxes. Instead, it borrows money by issuing treasury bonds. These bonds are basically promises. The government promises to pay back the money later with interest. Now here's where it gets interesting. The Federal Reserve can buy these bonds, but instead of using existing money, it creates new money digitally. It simply adds numbers into bank accounts. That's it. No printing press needed. No physical cash required. This process is known as money creation. Wait, did you catch that? They did not actually print money the way we think. Most of it is just number added into the system. And that's where things start to get crazy. Once this new money enters the system, it flows into banks. Banks then lend this money to businesses and individuals. But banks don't just lend the money they have, they actually create more money through loans. This is called fractional reserve banking. For example, if a bank has $1 million, it can lend out much more than that. Every time a loan is created, new money is added into the economy. This is how trillions of dollars are created. Now you might be thinking, if creating money is this easy, why doesn't everyone just do it? Because this power is controlled. Only central banks and the... So because the money is not limited, the way we think, it's controlled. And the people who understand the system, they win. One of the most powerful tools used by the Federal Reserve is called quantitative easing. During economic crisis, like in 2008 or during COVID-19, the Fed creates massive amounts of money and injects it into the economy. They buy assets like government bonds and even corporate bonds. This increases liquidity in the market. But here's the hidden effect. When more money enters the system, the value of money decreases. This leads to inflation. Prices go up, your purchasing power goes down. So while it looks like the economy is being supported, the average person actually pays the price over time. That's why everything feels expensive. It's not just inflation, it's the system. So when people say the system is unfair, they are not completely wrong. Now let's talk about who benefits from this system. When new money is created, it doesn't reach everyone at the same time. It first goes to banks, big corporations and investors. They use this money to buy assets like stocks and real estate. This drives prices up. So the rich, who already own assets, become even richer. Meanwhile, the average person faces higher costs of living. This is why the gap between rich and poor keeps increasing. Think about that. One country controls the world's money flow. But this system also has risks. If too much money is created, inflation can go out of control. If trust in the dollar decreases, the system could face serious problems. That's why the Federal Reserve carefully manages interest rates. By increasing interest rates, they try to control inflation. By decreasing rates, they try to boost the economy. It's a constant balancing act. So this is not magic. It's a system, a very powerful system. At the end of the day, the US doesn't create money out of nothing without consequences. Every dollar created has an impact on inflation, on wealth distribution, on the global economy. The real question is not how money is created. The real question is who understands it and who doesn't. Because the people who understand this system use it to their advantage. And those who don't keep wondering why life keeps getting more expensive. So the lesson is simple. Don't just work for money. Understand how money works. Because once you understand the system, you start playing the game differently. If you want more video like this, where I break down money system, where I break down the money system and real truth, subscribe to the channel or some explain money.